Beware.
The Dark Side of Hollywood, Part 3. The Starlet and the Husband. I ask for your undivided attention once again as our subject enters the room. A woman of great renown, her grace and elegance knows no bounds, and while she is now middle-aged and has been on the scene for some time now, she is still as beautiful as ever. Just look at the people stare in amazement at her beauty. She commands any room she enters. I, of course, am referring to movie starlet Julie Lamont, star of stage and screen. What else needs to be said about this legendary actress? A multiple award winner who boasts 1 Oscar win, 3 Tony Awards, and 2 Golden Globes. She truly is Hollywood royalty, even compared to the other greats of her day. A rising star by the time she was 12, Julie was already a household name, thanks in part to her popular Lamont and Rooney Mysteries series, which she starred alongside Mickey Rooney. After missing out on the lead role in The Wizard of Oz, which went to her longtime rival, Judy Garland, she quickly jumped to Broadway and found success with the hit show Baby Needs a New Pair of Shoes, but Daddy's Broke, which she starred alongside Walter Pidgeon. She became the youngest to ever win a Tony Award, and the show, during its run, became the longest-running show in Broadway history. She then returned to Hollywood, where she would star in the show's film adaptation, starring alongside Spencer Tracy, which she became close friends with, along with his partner, Katharine Hepburn. Ms. Lamont took no prisoners after her early success and let no one stand in her way on her meteoric rise. Her feuds with Judy Garland and Joan Crawford were legendary, and even as a young up-and-comer, she refused to take any nonsense from any man. She earned her roles legitimately. She never sat on any executive's or producer's casting couch for a role, and if anyone ever tried, she slapped them and refused to work with them ever again. Along the way, on her journey to the top, she met a young chorus dancer during her Broadway show Latin Nights and Fevered Dreams, a gentleman by the name of Ricardo Sands, who eventually became her husband. She pulled him from relative obscurity and turned him into a star by having him co-star in 4 of her movies during the 50s, and they also starred together in their hit TV show, The Housewife and the Bandleader. The years were kind to both career-wise, and they grew their family by 2, but marriage-wise, it was turbulent, and rumors of cheating and abuse ran rampant across the Hollywood social scene. Ms. Lamont, however, was very proud, and once these rumors became public, in an article by gossip columnist Hedda Hopper, she became enraged. Ms. Lamont confronted Hedda at a dinner party hosted by Vincent Price and made quite the fiery scene. She took the paper the column was written in and threw it at Ms. Hopper's feet, screaming to stop writing falsehoods about her marriage, that the rumors were untrue and fabricated lies, because she would never stand for that sort of action and humiliation from her husband. She then exclaimed if it were to be true, she would kill him. Then, before walking away, she took her black dinner-gloved hand and slapped Miss Hopper across the face, smiled, and warned her to never do it again. Beware of the Lamont temper, people would say. You just never know when it might strike or how bad it might be. Which brings us to our present situation. Ms. Lamont and her husband are throwing their annual Oscar announcement party, and the who's who are present, waiting to find out if they've been nominated. But where is the hosting couple, you ask? They are not present, even though Ms. Lamont is waiting to hear if she's been nominated once again for her latest picture, Black Lace and Dark Promises. Word has it the two haven't been seen since an embarrassing dust-up occurred an hour earlier, when her husband, in a drunken state, became belligerent and started groping several female party guests. When she confronted her husband to try and get him to settle down, for he was embarrassing her, it is said he was heard whispering to her, "The rumors are all true. I've been cheating on your ass since the beginning." They were last seen heading towards the back of the house minutes later. That is until now. I bring you back to the beginning of our story. She's just entered the room, returning to her and her husband's party after an hour's absence, looking lovely and captivating the room. There's just one problem. Where's her husband? No one seems to notice at first, and cheers of congratulations ring out for her as news of her and a few other guests' Oscar nominations are announced. Someone finally asks, "Where's Ricardo at?" Ms. Lamont smiles and says he's sleeping it off. "He's had one too many rum and cokes," she said laughingly. Never losing her cool, she stands composed, enjoying her party. But I can see a bead of sweat trickle down the side of her face. Can't you? Little does anyone know that her husband is laying in the bathtub, dead, with a fireplace poker sticking out from the top of his head. He embarrassed her for the last and only time. "No one cheats on Julie Lamont," she exclaimed as she drove the poker into his skull. Now she stands in the middle of the room, surrounded by her party guests, giving the best acting performance of her life. No one suspects a thing, and no one will ever find out a thing. You see, after she dispatched her husband from this earth, she called famed Hollywood fixer Eddie Tremantle. She wasn't going to take the rap for killing her husband. No. Instead, you'll read in the papers tomorrow, "Movie star dies in horrible car crash in Beverly Hills. Alcohol is expected to be involved." Stars like Miss Lamont don't pay for their crimes. But this all goes to show you, it's even tough for stars to find love, especially when you find it on the dark side of Hollywood. I would like to give a heartfelt thank you to the special friends of the channel for your overwhelming generosity. If you would like to support the channel, the link is below in the description. Also, please send me your stories and poems to duchessofdarkness27@gmail.com. You can also find me on Instagram at duchess.ofdarkness and Twitter at duchessofdarkn2. I want to thank all my listeners for your kindness, your encouragement, and your support. It means the world to me. Thank you for joining me. Until next time.